Under the surface of the world's ocean and seas lies an area which is still not fully understood. Every year, amateur divers, archaeologists, and explorers discover artifacts and structures which leave more questions than answers. Shipwrecks, jewels, and objects which seem out of place have been found under the waves all over the earth. What are they? How did they get there? Such questions don't always have obvious answers, and sometimes we are left scratching our heads and wondering if answers will ever be found. Underwater monolith. Underwater monuments and sculptures have always fascinated us, which probably explains why modern underwater sculpture parks have been created recently in Grenada and near Cancun, Mexico. However, one ancient find discovered in the Mediterranean has experts scratching their heads. In 2015, archaeologists discovered a broken monolith off the coast of Sicily. The rectangular structure was clearly man-made and dates to around 10,000 years ago. This points to a rather advanced ancient civilization in the area, but little else is known. An ancient computer. Known as the Antikythera mechanism, this famous underwater treasure was discovered in 1900. Greek in origin, which makes its find so mysterious, is the fact that not only is it thousands of years old, but it is also clearly a complex mechanical device. Just what its purpose was remains unclear to this day. Some think it was meant to predict lunar and solar eclipses, while others hypothesize that it was meant for navigational purposes. Whatever the reason, the answer still eludes us. Roman medicine. Throughout the 1980s and 90s, researchers went through the wreck of the Relito del Pozzino, a Roman ship which sank off the coast of Tuscany 2,000 years ago. Divers brought up all sorts of treasures, including a medicine chest. Inside they found vials and tin vessels, one of which contained pills. When examined, the pills were found to be composed of zinc, starch, beeswax, pine resin, and other plant materials. Recently, scientists have suggested the pills could be some form of eye medicine, but with no definitive answers, questions pertaining to the mysterious pills in their containers continue to go unanswered. Human skulls. For archaeologists, finding human remains can be like striking it rich. In January 2014, exploration of a flooded sinkhole in southern Mexico revealed numerous elongated human skulls and a host of questions without obvious answers. The remains had no signs to suggest how the people died. Ceremonial sacrifice was first believed to be the cause, but the classic signs were missing in the remains. While the skulls are believed to have been elongated as a result of flattening during infancy, why this particular Mayan population did this remains a mystery. The spy ship. Shipwrecks can be great treasure finds, and there are more than a few throughout the world. In the South Egyptian Red Sea, however, it's a relatively modern wreck with few answers. The ship in question is the Russian fishing trawler with no known name that was discovered in 1988. Researchers think the ship was actually a spy vessel operating from Yemen, which was used by Soviets during the Cold War to listen in on radio transmissions. That would explain the electronic equipment found on board. It doesn't explain why the ship sunk, or what happened to its crew, however. Underwater trains. While you may think that shipwrecks aren't out of the ordinary, imagine coming across a train sitting upright at the bottom of the ocean. Off the coast of New Jersey, 2 locomotives from the 1850s sit on the bottom, 90 feet below the surface. Since no shipwreck is nearby, how did they get there? Experts think that the 2 locomotives either fell off a vessel while being shipped or were deliberately dumped in the effort to save a cargo vessel that was under threat of sinking. Either way, there is no record of the loss, and the only theories as to why they sit on the ocean floor. A jet. Recently off the coast of the Philippines, over 100 feet below the surface, divers found an F-4 Phantom jet buried in the sand. There was no record of a jet crashing in the area, and the plane looked fairly solid, even though it appeared deliberately stripped of many parts. So what happened? Researchers only have theories. So far, the best one is related to a fire on board the aircraft carrier USS Forrestal during the Vietnam War. Jets damaged during the accident were stripped of usable parts and dumped overboard. It's not definite, but it's the best answer we've got so far. The Salcombe wreck. In 2010, researchers announced they had found a 3,000-year-old shipwreck off the coast of England. Inside were weapons, jewelry, and ingots of copper and tin. It wasn't the richest treasure find ever, but it did prove that a trade network existed between Britain and Europe during the Bronze Age. However, a great deal of mystery still surrounds the find. After all, where did the ship come from? Who was on board? Where was it heading? We might never know for sure. A sphinx. Some believe Christopher Columbus was not the first visitor to the Americas, and they might just be right. In 2014, divers discovered an ancient shipwreck which contained a statue of a sphinx. While you might think this was somewhere near Egypt, the sphinx was recovered just off the Bahamas. Scientists are confident the artifact is of Middle Eastern origin and dates back 2,500 years, the same age as the ship it traveled on. This suggests that long before any recorded European explorers set foot in the Caribbean, people from other lands had already arrived, whether intentionally or by accident. Cursed emeralds. In 2010, Jay Miscovich of Florida bought a treasure map off of a friend. In a story that sounds made up, Miscovich used the map to discover what was believed to be a multi-million-dollar emerald stash. When news of his find became public, everyone wanted a piece of the action, from the government to the friend who reportedly sold him the map. When allegations and investigation pointed to a giant scam, Miscovich committed suicide and left a bunch of unanswered questions concerning the mysterious treasure find. What new mysteries await us under the depths of the ocean? Only time will tell. But for now, you should click on these videos because they're entertaining and you know you'll love them. Also, please don't forget to click like and subscribe. Thanks!